Rollerdrome is a game all about having fun and feeling like an unstoppable force. The game was released on the 16th of August 2022 and is a perfect blend between the old Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Max Payne. The game has a heavy focus on just having fun and pulling off the most awesome tricks with no punishments. The game is fairly short and only takes a few hours to get through, but the road to finishing the game is loads and loads of mayhem, cool tricks and fun. Remember to like, subscribe and ding the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Let's get into it. The game has 22 trophies consisting of 6 bronze, 8 silver, 7 gold and the platinum trophy. The first thing we need to do is complete the main campaign and the Out for Blood campaign. While doing this, we earn a lot of the miscellaneous trophies. And to start off our platinum journey, we earned a trophy for completing the very first tutorial of the game. After this, we complete the very first level of the game where we earn 3 separate trophies for completing a match with a full combo, finishing without taking damage, and completing the first match of the entire game.
Match victory.
The different levels in Rollerdrome are built around the same premise as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater in the sense that every level has a set of challenges which the player can complete. These challenges include stuff like collecting every combo token, doing special tricks and more. We need to complete every challenge in every level to get a trophy, but we'll get back to that. For now, we'll focus solely on completing the 2 campaigns. As we play through the campaigns, we get access to more weapons and in extension more tutorials surrounding these weapons. One of the weapons is a shotgun which can fire slug shots. We finish a level using only slug shots and this earns us a trophy for doing so. Once we get the final weapon, we also complete the final tutorial which gives another trophy. We finish off some more levels, killing a lot of enemies along the way. This earns us a spot in the quarterfinals, resulting in a trophy. In the end of the quarterfinals, we face off against the spider tank. We quickly take care of it and get a trophy for doing it without taking any damage. This gets us into the semifinals for another trophy. By now, I had noticed the possibilities of doing a lot of different tricks and noticed there were trophies for performing every grab trick and every grind trick in a single match. There's 8 different grabs and 8 different grinds. Doing all of them in a single match was a rather simple task and prepared us for the challenges ahead. After doing all the tricks, we get 2 trophies. We then earned the weapon called C11, which is like a railgun from the old Quake games. It fires a single beam and is able to penetrate enemies if you wish to hit multiple. Hitting 2 enemies with the same shot gives another trophy. By now, we have completed 50% of the original campaign and by extension, get a trophy. Tricking and shooting our way through the semifinals, we finally make our way to the final. Finishing off these matches, we get the trophy for completing the campaign. It was now time to move on to the Out for Blood campaign, which is just like the original campaign, except all the different enemies can spawn in the very first level. Completing the first level in Out for Blood earns us a trophy. And finishing every level also earns us a trophy. It was now time to go back through every single level and finish all the related challenges. Completing the challenges isn't too bad as they are all fairly easy to complete, only requiring stuff like reaching a specific high score, using a single weapon, performing certain tricks and more. While doing this, we killed 3 enemies with a single grenade, which rewards us with another trophy. After completing all challenges in both the campaign and Out for Blood campaign, we earned 2 trophies. It was now time to get a single combo worth more than 3 million points. To reach this goal, we will need to do every trick in the book while also maintaining the combo by killing enemies. This took a lot of attempts seeing as how we need to balance going for tricks and shooting enemies. Getting this trophy requires us to use everything we've learned up until this point. But after trying for around 10 to 15 minutes, we finally reached the combo and earned the trophy. With this final trophy in place, we earned the platinum as well. The Platinum Trophy isn't hard to get at all, but it can be frustrating at times while completing the challenges. I'll give it a 2 out of 10 in difficulty for anyone looking to get the Platinum. Believe me when I tell you this game is loads of fun. It's a fairly cheap and short game, but playing it is, as the title states, a dopamine rush. The game doesn't focus on being competitive or on learning difficult combos of tricks. This game was purely made to lean back and make you feel invincible. There is a story featured in the game, but it isn't the main attraction. The story revolves around a dystopian future, where some people invented a new sport called Rollerdrome. Rollerdrome is one of the most watched sports around the globe. You can enter this contest either as a competitor or as a house player, the enemies seen in the levels. The world doesn't have many job opportunities, so a lot of people feel enticed to join the sport. These are the basic premises of the story, but what really pulls the game up is the art style and gameplay. The art style in this game is something else. It resembles a living comic book with its graphics looking as if drawings came to life. The gameplay resembles something akin to old games I used to play on Y8. And this isn't meant as something insulting. In fact, it made me feel kinda nostalgic. The gameplay is fairly straightforward. You press forward and the left stick once to make Kara, the main protagonist, move forward. This gives you the freedom to focus on pulling off tricks and killing enemies. And speaking of killing, the game also features a sort of auto-aim, again, offering freedom to focus on everything else. The further you progress into the game, the more variety there will be in enemies. First off, there will only be melee and sniper enemies. But soon after, you are introduced to enemies with riot shields, grenade launchers, machine guns, giant robots and more. All of which requires different ways to tackle. This is where the different weapons comes into play. The game has 4 different weapons: dual pistols, a shotgun, a grenade launcher and the C11 railgun. Switching between weapons is the way to take down all the different enemies. The further into the game you get, the more you need to be ready to dodge a lot of attacks, seeing as how you'll be overrun by enemies more than once. If you dodge an attack at the last second, you will get a perfect dodge. Aiming right away will put you into super reflex mode, slowing down time and allowing you to deal more damage to enemies. Utilizing this mode is vital to managing a lot of enemies at once. Combining all of the aforementioned things with the fucking incredible soundtrack this game features, you're in for a lot of fun. Every level has its own track which is banging in the background while you roll around doing tricks and looking badass. I can't quite describe the feeling you get while playing through a level. The game deserves an 8 out of 10 only because I would have loved to play a lot more content. The gameplay is excellent, the soundtrack is phenomenal, and the art style speaks for itself. I can recommend the game to anyone looking for an enjoyable experience which could serve as a break from some of the bigger games out there.